Hi folks, John Cordisco back again. Round 5 of the Gibraltar Chess Masters 2016 edition. This is one of the biggest and strongest opens in the world, if not the strongest. Played in Gibraltar every year. A lot of top players in it. Vishy Anand is playing in it. My buddy Hikaru Nakamura, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, David Howe. The list goes on and on. Dreyev, Fressinet, you name it, they're there. And it's also big prizes for the female players, for the women. I believe it's £10,000 for the highest score for a woman. So all the great female players are there, and one of them is here in this game. As white, my buddy from the United States, Hikaru Nakamura, who's going to be playing the candidates final this March, along with Fabiano Caruana. Boy, I'll tell you, fingers crossed that an American gets in the final. It'll be the first time since 1972 when I was a boy. And as black, current women's world champion, Maria Muzychuk. So let's get to it. This is a beautiful, beautiful game. It's going to be a semi-Slav. I'll go through the opening a little bit. Nakamura is white, and Maria Muzychuk is black. I say Maria because she has a sister Anna, and I don't want to get them confused. Bishop d6. Pawn. Here comes the pawn. Interesting though, that's the new thing. It's funny in these positions. G4 is the standard move. Now we can go on and why the knight can't take the G4 pawn, which I won't get into now. But it's funny, it's like fashion. Once you see one of the top players do it, everybody does it. And then for a few months later they stop and go on to something else, just like fashion. H6. Rook G1 by Hikaru. E5. Now, according to the computer, that's the last book move. The bishop d2. E4. Hikaru moves the knight. G6. Just probably stopping that knight from coming in here. H3. Just to reinforce the G-pawn. A6. Hikaru castles long. B5. Now, black hasn't castled yet. Is she going to castle? Well, let's see. C5 by Hikaru. Not as good as pawn takes, because after A takes, F3, B4, and black's sitting very well there. But after C5, bishop H4, H2. Now, I am going to say this is move 13. Hikaru is moving almost instantly. It's obviously in his preparation. And I think Maria Muzychuk knew the preparation, but not quite as good as Hikaru. Rook to H1, bishop C7, F3. Hikaru opens up a little bit. And this is where I think Maria is out of her prep, or is not sure. Sometimes you'll get a preparation and you'll screw up the move order. Right now, it's a minute advantage for black. We'll call it even. A5. And just like that, the tables turn. It's almost a point advantage for white. If she had castled instead, she would have been a lot better off, because here comes the attack, and it's coming. F takes. B4. Now, here comes the move. It's also the computer move, of course. Stop the video now and see if you can find the really, really excellent move by Hikaru here. Give you a chance to stop the video. The move is knight takes D5. C takes. E takes. And look at these pawns coming up the board. It's like Space Invaders. With the queen behind it. This rook's going to be behind it soon. Bishop G3. I don't think she senses the danger yet. Maybe she does. Knight to F3. If knight had taken G6, those of you that were wondering, after pawn takes, queen takes, king F8. That's 5 pawns for 2 knights, those of you keeping score. But after knight to F3, she decides to castle. Big mistake. Big mistake. I think A4 was in order to continue her attack. And after bishop takes, rook to B8. I think it was her best way to go. Granted, it's still an advantage for white. Right now, according to this scenario, it's 4 pawns for a knight. Now it's 3 pawns for a knight when Hikaru goes rook to g1. Now the pot's starting to simmer and it's starting to boil over. Queen to c7. She's just trying to survive here, I think. I do want to mention there's a short post-mortem at the end of this video with the winner. I won't say who it was. Pretty good post-mortem. Bishop c4, bishop a6, d6. Here come the pawns. Here come the Space Invaders. For those of you old enough to know, Space Invaders is an old video game. Bishop takes. Now queen takes g6 check. Absolute destruction on the black position. King to h8, only move. 8-point advantage right now. Queen takes. For those of you keeping score, it's 4 pawns for the knight. But even at top of that, all kinds of bishop on d6 is hanging. But Carl goes in for the kill. Knight to g5. Queen takes d6 is not good. Because after queen takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, it's an even game. But after knight to g5, knight, rook hits the knight. And that's where Maria Muzychuk resigns. Carl said he was a little irritated she resigned here. She maybe should have played on a little bit, but to give you an idea of what would have happened, after bishop f4, rook takes, and you're doomed. Absolutely doomed. It's just terrible. If he had taken instead bishop, rook, that wasn't the way to go. But after rook d to f1, Maria saw that the end is near. It's an almost 10-point advantage. Bishop f4 is probably the best that she can come up with to save herself. Because rook's going to take the knight. And no matter, even if the knight on f6 is guarded, it's going to be mate on h7 anyway. So folks, there you have it. My buddy Hikaru just sweeping up the board here against the current women's world champion Maria Muzychuk. I hope you enjoyed it. Look for the post-mortem at the end with Hikaru. And as I always say, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.
To have Hikaru here, he won the tournament last year and he's currently #2 in the world. And today he played a very great game against reigning world champion Maria Muzychuk from Ukraine. And maybe you can tell us something about the key moments in the game.
Yeah, so I mean, basically the opening, I played knight f3 because I just wanted to avoid certain things. So we basically eventually transposed back into a Slav, and I played this g4 line, which, I think it was popular maybe in the early 2000s, around this time, and then somewhere shortly after that it went out of fashion. I think I had a game in the World Cup, I think in 2004, the first time I played, that I think I won, or at least I did quite well on the black side. So it's kind of gone out of fashion, but it's still a reasonable try at any rate. So h6 is definitely the most principled reply, and now, all of this I think is pretty normal. Yeah, around here basically after f3 is when it kind of gets complicated. I mean, basically Maria played a5, and she pretty much forced me to be very aggressive. I didn't want to do this. I kind of wanted just to play a more simple game, but after a5, I'm very much forced. If I don't go f takes e4, I don't know, something like bishop e2, just even b4 here, knight a4, and just bishop b7, or even bishop a6, and basically black's completely fine. I'm never going to get to take this pawn at e4 in the right structure, because ideally what I want is some kind of position where I can take, and either black has to take, basically black has to take with a pawn, black can't take with a knight. I want some structure like that, but after a5, I'm forced to go for this fe4, b4, and knight takes d5. again, I don't have any other options pretty
Could
much.
she
So.
have gone like b4 immediately just to avoid the sacrifice on d5 because it looked already like it
B4,
was
which move? You mean here move?
like right away b4, just with the same idea to get hold of the
yeah,
e4
B4.
square.
And now, what was I going to do?
Oh, the difference is just bishop a6 is not in the air, but despite that.
Yeah, but here, was I going to take anyway? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I can also take here as well. It's also, I mean, interesting. I'm not sure it's good, but it's interesting. Again, there's a lot of play here for both sides. I mean, basically, I want to go for something like this: a5, e5, some knight d5, and knight takes g6. And basically here, after takes, queen takes g6, king f8, bishop c4. I mean, white's basically winning, just a winning attack.
So maybe not a5, but knight f8 to meet this idea. I mean, like after acceleration,
like
you
b4?
show like.
Takes, knight f8. Yeah,
Yeah,
knight f8 is
something
also
like that.
possible. Yeah, but even here, just bishop takes b4. It's, I mean, it's.
You have 3 pawns, right?
I have 3 pawns, and also now
Oh,
d5,
that's
d5
nice,
is also coming as well. I mean,
Oh.
black's. By
Black is
putting the
a
knight
good
on
start.
f8, you can't castle either. So it kind of, I mean.
But from what
Doesn't
you're
make a lot of
showing right
sense.
now, I mean, my question is like, where did Maria went wrong? I mean, what should she do in this position?
No, I think she actually just forgot that I basically had this idea of knight takes d5, or she underestimated how strong this.
Maybe
this
she
whole
missed
stack
queen
was.
e4 check because that's what we missed when we like.
You thought that you can just take.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Like that's why we didn't even take it into consideration.
But I mean, even here, I'm not sure. I mean, even without queen e4, even this one's also very unclear too. Like knight g6 takes queen g6, some king f8, bishop c4. I mean, this.
Even this looks very
Even
dangerous
this looks very
indeed.
dangerous. Yeah. So.
Probably
kind of,
it's
yeah.
also quite. Maybe even winning. Yeah. After e4, I think I don't see even a defense.
Yeah, I mean, actually, you know, it's funny though because early on in the game, like around here, I basically had looked kind of at this sort of position. When she didn't take on h2, I was going to go h3, but I was kind of wondering a little bit during the game about this very strange knight h7 move because I think if she does this again, I kind of have to make some sort of sack here because if I go knight g2, then I think knight g5 is extremely strong.
Actually, according to what we heard, bishop d2 is a novelty. Did you know that or?
I prepared her for someone else in the past. And
All right, this is always useful.
Yeah, but.
And another question I have, I mean, you said like this position became less fashionable with g4. What is actually the reason? There's some specific line which basically made white stop to play it?
I think the problem is black is fine in all the lines if you play it correctly. Okay, h6 is fine, knight g4 probably is fine. I mean, I know d takes c4 was the line that I used to play. I think that's also considered fine.
We heard that you and Shabalov were like some of the...
But I mean, I played this on the black side originally, not the white side, I think. Yeah, okay, I mean, like in the World Cup, yeah. So that it was against Alexandrov, okay. That I played this d takes c4, so I mean, yeah, I mean, there are many ways to play, but I mean, I saw that Maria had played h6 before, and she lost a very rough game, I would say, to Bella Kotanashvili. So I just thought
Well, actually.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but I mean, here bishop g3 is actually, I mean, after bishop g3, it's definitely lost. Point being that after bishop g3, like basically when the knight's on h4, there always are maybe some tricks. Like if you castle here, for example, like here, if I go e4, there's always some kind of knight takes e4. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
But can you still take on g6?
Or even knight takes d5, maybe. But okay, knight e4, knight g6.
No, I mean like knight g6 instantly, not.
Yeah, I have this, but I'm not. I wasn't sure again. I mean, this is probably what I would have done actually, but I wasn't sure if it's just completely winning. I mean, I thought it looks very good. Bishop d3, I think, is very critical.
Yeah, now you have to do something with h7 square. Probably you don't have so many options. Maybe queen e7. But
yeah,
anyway.
queen e7. I kind of saw this now. Was it d6 or takes? Maybe queen h6.
And then knight h7.
Knight h7, yeah, and d6. I mean, but maybe black is okay here. It's not. I mean, you can takes and queen g7, and I mean, what is it? It's 4 pawns. Yeah, I mean. Should be enough for white.
I think it's
I mean,
even 5 pawns, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, now I can't even do math. But yeah, like takes e4, and I mean.
Well, I think this is
probably looks pretty
just
bad.
very good as well for white. But I mean, like when we looked at your game today, it looked for us actually way too easy. I mean, like Maria's like reigning world champion. She had great tournaments, and it looked to us like you You won like without any effort.
Yeah, no, I think
That's how it
no, but I
looked
think
like.
she just. I think actually she just when she she was already in trouble, but I think like around this point she kind of just miscalculated this end line, which I think was quite important, which is that I have this rook f1 move, because otherwise it's nothing. Otherwise black's probably.
If you don't have rook f1, it's probably. Oh, well, rook f1 we saw instantly like rook takes f6, and there's not like really a big defense. But bishop d3.
Yeah, but then I mean, I was kind of annoyed that she resigned here, because of course it would have been nice to get to finish the game, because there's still king g8. And
king g8 we didn't take into consideration. It's just
king g8 is the only
bishop
move.
takes c4. Well, good to know.
Yeah, okay, bishop takes c4 just loses, of course,
because of
to just
taking
rook
f6, and then after bishop d3 you have
just rook d6.
Rook takes d6.
Yeah.
This was for us simple enough, yeah.
Right, but yeah, I mean, king g8, of course. I was hoping she would play it, because then basically I just do the same thing again. Takes, and rook f1 again.
That's, well.
Takes, rook f6. Bishop d3, and I have e4 here.
E4, yeah, e4 we saw at some point, and now I think it's over as well, right?
Yeah, I think it's just completely lost, and well, I was hoping maybe like something like this, because it's still quite neat. You know, you just take, you just queen h7, queen h8 mate. There are no good discoveries, but yeah, no, I think in general Maria just I don't think she was expecting this line. She doesn't have much experience. So
I think it's very hard to prepare against you, to be honest, because you play everything, as we could see in this tournament. So
yeah, but I mean, I think kind of she just didn't have much experience and just got herself into this kind of, you know, tough spot, and really, she didn't have a good feel for it, because I think she thought she was always okay, whereas like once I go f3, it's very critical already. You kind of have to have a very solid idea, and she just didn't realize that I could just sack and push all these pawns right.
I mean, you have a very good Tarrasch reverse with a tempo up, and even the knight on h4 is probably even stronger than the knight on d2, and you didn't lose any tempo with b3, bishop b2. So from the logical point of view, just to compare the two French lines, you are like a couple of tempos up, and this is of course very critical when it comes to f3.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out, though, so
there's another question from my crew, which means, like, when was the last game actually you lost to a woman? I mean, not Blitz or Rapid or something like that.
It probably was here, actually.
It was really here in 2007.
Who was it to, though? Was it to Arakami?
Arakami area.
Yeah, because, okay, I mean, after I lost her, I was also losing in a later round, I think, to Jovanka as well, Jovanka Huska, but I managed to swindle her and win that game. But yeah, I was losing in that one too, so I remember those games quite well. But yeah, I mean, that's the last time I lost. But okay, I mean, obviously I have a good score against most of the top female players. I mean, the only one I've played probably more than like once or twice, I think, is Hu Yifan. I've beaten her, I believe, every time. So it's gone in my favor. But I mean, okay. That being said, I mean, all of Nigel's,
yeah,
rubbish,
right. He gets punished now, obviously, in the last two tournaments.
Not true.
He loses to all the women.
No, I mean, I think the women are getting stronger in general. It's just they're maybe if you look at just below the top 50, top 100 in the world, I mean, the women can compete on the same level. It's just in the elite level that they aren't quite there yet.
But statistically, we are also way lower by number, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's why Nigel's whole statement is, BS, basically, because, I mean, the fact is, if you look at the numbers, I mean, how many men are playing versus women? I mean, you just look at the statistics. I mean, even for every Magnus, every me, I mean, how many people try to get there and they fail along the way? I mean, the number's very high, probably maybe, I don't know, like 50,000 maybe people who pick up the game of chess, something like that for every one of us. And if you think about how few women there are who are playing, I mean,
okay, we are increasing by percentage, even though we are still way lower. This is true. Is there any difference for you, like playing a woman or a man? Or does it really take a role, like even your decision of opening sometimes or something?
Not really. No, I mean, especially the ones I'm playing against who tend to be the best. It's still very much the same as about playing the best moves. I mean, if I was playing someone a bit weaker, maybe it would change, but. I mean, against the top players, I mean, really doesn't matter, a man or a woman. I mean, they're going to be strong regardless. So I mean, there's not a big difference. And
last question: are you joining us tonight for the Battle of the Sexes, or?
Yeah, I mean, Nigel found a way to corner me the other night, so I guess I'll be playing in it. Should be fun at any rate. I'm not going to be taking it that seriously, but I think
Nigel does.
based on the way that Nigel was coming over and asking me, I He was very serious. I think it was the same. It was the evening after he had lost the game earlier in the day to Harika.
Actually,
so I think
your average
he's looking
is
forward
about
to it.
2,700, and actually, like our captain really thinks like that. He really has to prove something. That's how it seems like to us, at least.
Well, I mean, I think Nigel has a lot to prove to everyone these days. But at any rate, I think it should be a fun event, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm just curious about one more question, actually, like last one. How you have any special preparation before the candidates, or you just will relax? Okay, training, of course, but anything?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I've done quite a bit of training already for the candidates. I think actually the hardest thing is doing preparation for that event and then separating it completely from playing an event here or in Zurich, where I'll be going afterwards, where it's kind of like you try not to show certain openings, and then
it's not so easy actually on top level.
Yeah, and the problem also is if something happens that you're not expecting, you get surprised, then you want to do something, but then you realize you can't do it, and it's on a psychological level, it's a little bit annoying. But that being said, I've done the preparation. I'll be doing more obviously after this event, but looking forward to
And
Moscow.
how important is the physical part? I mean, like to do a lot of sports, or?
I think it's quite important to be in shape, especially for the candidates, which is 12 rounds, 13.
It's a lot of rounds, let's say.
Yeah. It's 14 rounds though. So yeah, I think it's important. I mean, I tend to keep in good shape, but I seem to be getting sick just about every tournament that I played for the last half year. So it's not been great, but hopefully I'll be fine for the candidates.